Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to Andrew's Aviation, and welcome to another trip report. Right now I'm back in my hometown airport of Chicago O'Hare heading to Austin, Texas on American Airlines. This flight will be operated by one of American's newly retrofitted 737-800 aircraft. We're going to get to see a bunch of new cool stuff like new seat designs, Boeing's new Sky Interior, the new IFE systems, and a little more. So, let's do a cliche YouTube segue and get right into it. First, before I mention anything else, I want to mention a big brain moment that happened to me at the start of this trip. So my flight's actually at 9:55 a.m., but I accidentally got here way too early just because of reasons, and I have 5.5 hours to do whatever. I still think about all that sleep I could have gotten back if I predicted that traffic apparently decided not to exist on the highways that morning. But anyways, what to do for 5 hours at an airport with no lounge access and all you have in your pockets are $5 and an iPhone camera. There's the choice of sitting down and playing games, taking a walk around the airport, or if you're like me, go plane spotting and film the early morning arrivals and departures. But don't get me wrong, if I had American Airlines lounge access, I'd be there all day draining the soda machines and stealing all the candy on display. But for now, it's time to get up, put my camera's battery to work, and get my steps in for today. So after 4 hours of being on my feet, I headed over to my gate to join my fellow passengers on American 2503. Our aircraft today will be November 950 November, a 2014-built 737-800 with its farm-to-table fresh, updated cabin. American first started retrofitting their 737-800s in May 2018 and giving them all a standardized configuration of 172 seats, with 16 in first, 30 in main cabin extra, and 126 in main cabin. They currently still at the time of recording are still in the transition of converting the remaining 160-seater 737s to the newly configured 172-seaters. This now makes American's fleet of 737-800s and MAX 8s exactly similar to one another with the same number of seats in each aircraft. The main difference between both aircraft, however, is that the 737-800 features personal IFE screens, and the MAX currently does not. As soon as I boarded the aircraft and walked past all the lucky ducklings in first class, I got a sense of the new Boeing Sky Interior. It honestly felt like walking into a potato chip bag. And by that, I mean there's lots of air inside. This is just my opinion, but I really like the spacious design, and I'm happy that so many airlines have decided to incorporate it into their cabin products. I was lucky on this trip and got to board in the middle group, which made it easier to film and walk over to my seat without scooching around people that insist their massive carry-on bag in the overhead bin will fit. And here's our seat with the brand new IFE screens. Below that, we have some extra magazines full of advertisements and other ways to spend your money if you're a millionaire. In the seat back pocket, we got all the usual stuff that we always see on these trips, like the safety card, in-flight menu, and the barf bag, so nothing special. The pocket itself is kind of a design that I'm starting to see a lot more of though. I personally don't really like this design because it can't hold as much stuff in them compared to older designs. It's too bad because my 50-liter bottle of chocolate milk had to be gate checked and I couldn't keep it with me, but oh well. The legroom here also isn't that bad. I had enough room to slouch over and ruin my spine if I wanted to, but only a little bit of space to extend my legs, excluding the backpack of course. The official seat dimensions are 30 inches of pitch, 17 inches of width, and about 2 to 3 inches of recline. There's also lots of room for your bags in the overhead bins, with Boeing claiming the new Sky cabin can hold 50% more bags than previous designs. American does have some carry-on bag restrictions though, with each bag required to be within 22 by 14 by 9 inches. Once the Earth sunk 37,000 feet below us relative to the plane, American played a really long presentation about all the stuff you can do on the IFE, which was kind of interesting because we got to see what movies and activities were featured this month, but they also shoved their AA Advantage credit card down our throats. I mean, I guess it's a good deal and it's good to advertise, but American is really pushing it this time. Now that it's over, we can finally see what the IFE's got in store for us. I thought their movie content selection was well made. There were plenty of options to choose from, ranging from old classics to new releases. So, if you've missed out on life for the past couple months like I have, now's your chance to catch up on some movies before your friends ask you about it. The responsiveness of the screen, however, was a bit off. If you swiped a little too hard, the screen would freeze and glitch a little. Other than that, it worked perfectly. You just have to be careful of how you move your finger. Besides movies, there's also a bunch of music, TV, radio, and games to check out. They're all pretty great, but I still think Delta has the best games. The flight information is also easy to navigate, as you can find all the information you need about your arrival plans, connecting airports, and of course the interactive flight map. This map was pretty nice because the view wasn't stationary and I could actually move the screen around and spy on different cities. I also got a chance to look at the beverage options on the IFE before the crew came around, but for some reason if you don't want to get your information from the screen, there's still the snack pamphlet in your seat back pocket. Like most other new designs, American's new seats also feature universal power outlets and a USB port attached to the screen that for some reason takes 3 tries to fit. Now that I have all my stuff plugged in, I'm gonna sit back, enjoy my Coke and off-brand Delta cookie, and catch up on life for the rest of the flight. So overall, I can say I enjoyed this experience. It wasn't anything too special, but it was great to see American's 737 cabin receive a much needed update, and I'm so happy I've been able to enjoy in-flight entertainment on their 737 without draining my computer's battery. The economy seats on American 737 are similar to the other legacy carriers like Delta and United regarding seat dimensions and inclusion of seatback screens, but the difference between each of them is the kind of computer system available, and American's is very exceptional. For this flight, I had the typical American Airline service with your typical friendly flight crew and a snack selection on board, so nothing really noteworthy there. I will be honest though, this flight wouldn't have been nearly as enjoyable if it weren't for the entertainment on board, and all I would have been able to do was sit quietly and think about how I'm gonna explain to my friends that I haven't seen Rocket Man yet. But I want to know what you guys think of American's new 737s. Do you guys like the new cabin? Do you have any past or upcoming 737 experiences you'd like to share? Let me know down in the comments below. Well, that's it for me this week. I'm off to get my chocolate milk at baggage claim. If you liked the video, pound that like button and hit the subscribe button for more vids. And, as always, have a wonderful day everyone.